at the top.
Oh my god.
Yeah, how do you handle like platforms? It's worse than Little Mac, man. It's like you don't have any aerials, but you don't. You're not in the air at all.
That would honestly be worse than Little Mac. Like, I couldn't imagine that working out.
All right, here we go. Winners finals, Phuzix, and we should go pro Goblinman.
I don't know which set we're on exactly.
This is losers quarters or semis.
Semis, yeah, I was about to say. It's like I don't think we're in quarters.
Wait. It has to be semis.
Yeah.
Yeah, because yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, check out the bracket, exclamation point bracket if you want. We were talking about like how like practice is so important and how people get so much better so fast.
Yeah.
Well, for one, I think TF is just really good at camaraderie.
That's a huge thing.
And I think that's what helps them get there. But if you want to talk about like actual hard work, Goblinman has just been in so much hard work and has easily rose to like the very top like really quickly. Like obviously he's not the best player here yet, but the fact that he's doing so much good work with Roy. Like I thought Georgia was the Roy region, man. I thought it was the only time we were gonna see something flashy from that character, and then all of a sudden this guy's just like, hey, what's up?
It's kind of weird. It's like all the flashy Roy things kind of all started coming around at the same time. It's like Como playing Roy for Bayonetta still.
Yeah, you
Goblinman
also
started getting a little bit better around. Like that's what I say around that time is when Goblinman started getting really good.
Yeah,
Hyper
but that was
Kirby
super
came
greedy,
out.
by the way.
Yeah.
Like that was too obvious of a confirm for Phuzix to have drop shield there. I'm actually surprised he got such a fat punish, but still. Whew. See, those are the little options that Phuzix will go for. He won't go for something big. He'll go for something like stage advantage. You know, I have enough patience and defensive measure to note that I will probably still come out on top in the end. And so I think that's what kind of his strength. But sometimes that gun-ho behavior is actually what gets you to the top.
Yeah.
And so you can't count that out.
Oh, okay.
And that's something Goblinman's actually pretty good at having sometimes. But now you're at the up throw percent as well.
Yeah. No, I would definitely say like the main hallmark of Goblinman is that he is just kind of like gung-ho all the time. Generally, his buttons that he's going to be pressing are relatively safe, but sometimes he'll throw out one too many approaching bears, and then it's just that's it.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I think his first stock was lost before we transitioned.
Yeah, while we were just chilling and.
No, it was like it was
Smash.
legit, just like a camera on us. So it's like we couldn't see it happen. He just died. He died off stream.
I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know is that was a quick match.
That was pretty quick. Didn't drop a stock too. And it's kind of what you expect. It's just you can just control neutral so overwhelmingly well and edge guard Roy. It's just that's kind of what you expect to see out of this matchup. It's just if you don't get that stock off Roy, you can just he'll mess you up quickly once you're at 60%.
All right, so let's talk about the mental struggle. This is a block for every player who knows that you don't play one of the best characters. The block is that you have the potential in your mind that you outplayed your opponent, but because they have better frame data, they took it farther. And so you could outplay them. You could like win the neutral exchanges this many times more and still lose. The problem with that is because it becomes a mental block.
Yes.
You also, another problem that you could have as a mental block is realizing that your character, a lot of the stuff that you'll get is based on things that your opponent doesn't know about your character. If you breed that too much, if you really just try to edge that out, it's going to work for you at the beginning of tournaments, and it's not at the end of tournaments.
Yeah.
And then if that's like your pure mindset, which was mine for a long, long time, is like, yeah, I get it. Every character is jank, and you losing to my jank isn't like stupid because everyone, like all the top tiers just have more jank. That's my opinion. But the idea that I was going for jank toward the end is because I thought I needed to turn it around or I needed to win somehow and I couldn't win through patience and other means was just like a big learning curve for me for a long, long time.
I get it. I mean, I think with this game too, one of the unfortunate side effects is that you will see a lot of players, like, you can look at them and you can clearly tell, like, their fundamentals aren't up to snuff, but just because they know how to seal out that stock in just, like, the most random ways ever, because they literally just need to touch you once, that's timing. then it's like, you're gonna
just
gonna breed that.
I hate Phuzix. All right, so this is my advice to players going to the new game. Co-main, like one of the characters you think is one of the better characters in the game, like one of the, this character has a lot of options. That will help you understand options faster, and it'll help you understand, I love it. Almost catching bad DI, actually. Yeah. So it'll help you understand strengths and how to use those strengths to your advantage in a quick way, right? Yeah. So that's the number one thing. This is the thing that I actually did though, and this is a huge thing. All my friends did this. your second main, make it a low tier character. My problem was I played just low tier characters. Same with my friends. Play a secondary low tier and a secondary high tier. So not only are you understanding a lot of options at once, but you're also understanding flaws really quickly. Because when you understand flaws, you're able to understand where the openings occur, where your opponent has flaws because you have to know their flaws to get in, and then also where your flaws are and what not to abuse. You'll learn what's not safe really quickly. Just like playing as level 9 CPUs, yeah, they're stupid because they react to everything, but you also learn what's not safe real fast.
Yeah, because they'll immediately air dodge every time.
Exactly.
So it's
you also
like, okay,
understand
that
your
doesn't work.
confirms.
Yeah.
Yeah, playing against computers is good. That's what Ramen did a lot.
No, I think Ramen is still like Rockside Tech still.
So, all right, so this is the words of wisdom. This is what I've derived from the King's speech in Hunter x Hunter. And this is literally gold. It's very complex if you think about it deeper, but on a surface level, this is all you need to know to be the best and win everything. Number one is understand your options. The only way to really understand your options is to become a master of something. So if you really put in the time, put 10,000 hours in something, that is the requirements to be a master of something.
Yeah.
You don't have to put that much in to be good, but like if you want to be the best, put at least 10,000 hours in.
Yeah.
Then you'll understand your options, which will help you coordinate reactions faster and understand matchups and all that stuff. All the stuff that we're always talking about. But to actually win, understand the flow of the game and disrupt your opponent's flow.
Yes.
So the number one thing is disrupt your opponent's flow, control the flow.
Yes.
That's all you have to do to win anything in life, anything. You have to understand the flow, understand your options, understand your openings. And this is like, obviously it gets complex, but even like situations where like, oh, I can only move up in life if I network with people and know people. Then network with people and know people, that's valuable information to your options.
No, it's like it's like, hey, guess what? You just told yourself the answer.
Nice.
Follow it.
Nice, there we go.
Rage, baby.
We should go pro, baby. Yeah, I like that. The hilt, man. It's a powerful hilt. But yeah, so like, I mean, I don't, there are flaws with that if you look at it really deep. I'm sure some of you guys are talking about it, but you have to realize on a very base level that it's so fundamental and it's something you have to revisit because sometimes you'll get stuck in a loop because you're thinking of everything super high up, right? So eventually you get to a point where like all you do is mix-ups in the game and you forget all the good stuff, you know?
Yeah,
you're like, oh yeah, I can just do this.
Like that's why like when you watch somebody like Nairo do like the stupidest move you would have ever seen, like the reason why he did it, it's like because like first of all, my opponent doesn't expect me to be this dumb about it, and second of all, if it lands, it kills. Like you can just boil it down to like simple things like that. It's just,
and that's also what keeps him so relevant at the like
at the top level,
high tier right area. And same with I would say with like MKLeo because MKLeo is a really good balance of the two. But if you want to talk about like actually control of the flow,
that was zero.
That's zero. Anyway, that's why he played Diddy Kong. Because Diddy Kong is that character in a nutshell, and that's why he's the best character in this game.
Yeah.
The
everything.
Like Bayonetta, the way that she controls the flow is the fact that she makes you not be able to push buttons, and that frustrates you, and then you create openings for her.
Yeah.
So that's how she wins. But Diddy Kong literally dictates every single blood cell in your body.
That's the thing. It's like if you can play a perfect Diddy Kong, you should basically never lose.
Yeah.
It's kind of the way it goes. Whereas like, you know, Bayonetta, her approach game's still bad at the end of the day. So you can kind of abuse that with almost any character. Right now, Phuzix trying to control that entire flow in Goblinman right now. Not letting this boy breathe at all.
One of the things that is difficult though, which is why like I respect the people who play Sheik, especially from the beginning. When you have tons and tons and tons of things that you can do, options, sometimes your mind gets cluttered with knowing the best option in every situation, right? And that's where like more of the free-form aspect of Smash comes into play. But it was a little bit easier with Melee because you actually could react to some things and then you would just know other things.
Yeah, the other thing too is that their opponents are just in so much hit stun that it just allows you to come up with whatever you want. Just to optimize those things.
Yes.
Where it's like Smash 4, your hit stun, like you have a good amount, but it's generally pretty small in every character. So it's like you have a set amount of punishes that you can go for. You'll know the trajectories and you'll know when it'll kill you, you'll know the damage. And like, of course, their DI can influence, but it's only by so much most times. Like either, okay, I get something now or I don't, or it's like 50-50. They either die or they just take damage. That's just kind of the general flow of the game.
All right, so this is the scary spot, by the way.
This
Let's
is
continue this conversation after the end of this because I feel
I
it
feel
in
Shamble
my
coming.
bones.
I feel a Nair 1 F
Yeah,
smash.
I think that CFL is going to hold it down a little bit longer. It's not out yet.
Oh, that might be
No,
it.
no, he's still good.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
Careful here. No landing up air. There's a Nair.
Yeah, Roy's actually kind of lucky that he doesn't suffer the
Oh,
same
I love that.
RCO problem that Marth does, that he's
Oh,
still
okay.
able to drift.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, anything could kill right now. Oh, if that was hard hit.
Yeah.
Backing up. I like that. Finding the grab here.
Okay, yeah, now hard up tilt will kill.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, also seeing that Phuzix jumped away there. I don't think he has any 50-50s for that, but still, no air dodge. So he should be privy to that.
Gonna get his
Roll in?
invisibility back?
No, just no trip up.
Yeah, Goblinman was ready for that roll in.
Ooh,
Oh!
I love that.
Whoa,
BD
that was
hit.
weird.
Yeah, if that was the back air, I think that would have won the game. That was crisp.
good.
All right, so that was the flow was changed right there because not only did he disrupt the flow with his movement and the timing of that, how he kind of like just pitter-pattered on top of the stage. Not only was that like kind of like you could call it a jank, but you could call it like a thing that you might not be expecting. So that's number one that he used right there. And that's how he used that was to change the flow so he staggered the momentum. And then also because of that kind of staggering, he caught